up there the old-fashioned way.
Hello, Brotherhood members, and welcome back to Assassin's Creed 3. In the last episode, we completed Sequence 5, and so we're now at a good spot with Connor. But now we have to play as Desmond himself. So we're trying to sneak into an Abstergo building in order to get a power source. I do not seem to have my Assassin's Blade, which I guess is because of what happened a few games ago where I did sort of, stab somebody. But we're maneuvering perfectly fine without a blade right now. It's very convenient that they set this place up in nice parkour style so that an assassin could easily break in. Huh. There should not be an achievement for doing this a certain way.
Hold still, it's a lovely view.
Seriously, Sean? Fuck you.
But yeah, there shouldn't be a achievement or anything for doing this a specific way because of the fact that, we're in the real world now, so it's not like it's supposed to be a video game. Might as well climb to the tallest point possible here, I guess. I will say the graphics really do look pretty great here. I can't honestly remember how it was in the original. But the remaster definitely is making me happy as far as how it looks. So that is a good thing.
Jesus.
Look on the bright side. No security to worry about.
Well, that is true.
Not so bright side. The slightest misstep means you're effectively paced.
Shut up, Sean.
I agree with her. Sean really needs to shut up. Alright. Looks like we're gonna have to go outside the building a bit more. Alright, this isn't high up at all.
Almost there, Desmond. Once you reach the top of the lit-up crane, you should be high enough to make the jump.
Should?
It'll be fine, don't worry.
Well, you might want to worry a little. I'm pretty sure she was high when she was running the numbers.
Sean!
A joke. It was a joke. Or was it?
Sean's not really encouraging.
Jump when you're ready, but wait for my signal to open the chute. Timing's really important here. building.
All right. Well then, we are really high up here. I guess we jump for it. I'm assuming it's the building in front of me?
Now, open your chute.
Okay, some reason he spun around. That was annoying.
Just a heads up, there's no elevator access from here on out. You'll have to get up there now. Open your chute now. Desmond!
So I did have to press a button in order to open the chute. I am going for this building in front of me. I'm assuming that's the correct building. It was weird how the first time it glitched and turned me around and wouldn't really allow me to continue going the direction I wanted to. Not sure why that was the case, but wasn't really my choice. Yeah.
That wasn't so bad.
So, you must be Desmond. Not exactly what I expected, but I guess your kind doesn't have many options these days.
Who are you?
Ask your father. Now give me that.
I don't think so.
Look, I'm not supposed to kill you, but the boss man didn't say anything about fucking you up. So you've got to the count.
Alright, well that was pretty simple.
So who the hell is Daniel Cross?
Believe it or not, he used to be an assassin. The assassin, the way I've heard it told, but it turned out he was a sleeper agent for Abstergo, programmed to infiltrate and destroy the organization.
How did he know you were there? We could be compromised.
They must have caught me snooping inside their network and sent Cross to see what we were after. If they were aware of our current location, we'd know. Though, I will say this. It doesn't bode very well for future expeditions.
I've set up some cameras topside. If anyone shows up, we'll see it.
I'd suggest you go see about finding a socket for that power source. Or we can return to Connor if you prefer. All the artifacts in the world won't mean a thing without the key.
Alright, so I think I'll stay as Desmond here a little bit and see about powering up the place a bit here. Let's talk to people, see what they have to say.
Son, I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have lashed out like that. You have to understand, I've never been very good at this. Never mind that we live rather extraordinary lives.
Yeah, I kinda liked my ordinary one.
You can't escape who you are, Desmond.
So I've noticed.
Look, it's silly for us to go back and forth like this. I admit, I did a shitty job raising you. I apologize, I'm sorry. But it's important you understand it didn't come from a bad place. You're my son. I love you. I guess I was so busy trying to make sure nothing bad happened, I didn't consider the consequences. Truce.
Alright, well that's sort of sweetened away there. I can relate to that. I personally have had somewhat of a unique relationship with family at times. I know they do love me, but at the same time, it does get complicated, I will say. So I get that sort of
Desmond,
conversation.
there you are. Can I ask a favor?
Maybe?
When this is all over, I'd like to try turning the dial back on the Animus. Like, all the way back. To the time of the first civilization.
You think it would work?
There was no real loss of fidelity when you visited Altair. Then again, that was about 1,000 years ago, and I'm looking at going back at least 70,000 more.
Sure, I'd be up for it. It'd be interesting to see what things were like back then.
Excellent. I think it would prove most enlightening.
Alright, so that's an interesting concept there. Still have to find where I'm supposed to take this power cube to. Let's check up here, I guess. I have done this before, as I said. Whoop. I did this, you know, when the game first came out in the original version, way back in the day. But it has been a long time since then, and my memory is definitely not the greatest. Alright, doesn't look like it's going to let me up there for right now, at least. I know there are like 3 places in here, at least, that I'm going to have to interact with in the long run. I think Juno also might help me in finding them. Really don't like going through the darkness here. It's a little bit too dark to really see. Alright, well, we're up to a different level here. That's a good thing. And there's no way up from here, so that is probably one of the later ones that I have to get to. Struggling to figure out where I'm supposed to go with this. This is the entrance, if I remember correctly. So that's... oh, wait a second. This is not.
In the beginning, when we thought we could be saved, we sought to face the sun's wrath and contain it. 4 towers would be built to pull her fury into this place and dispel it. But even with all we knew, with all we had, it would take too long. 1,000 years we could labor and still the work would not be done. The first tower was never completed. The project abandoned. We moved on. But while we labored on other endeavors, a few returned. They thought to automate the process. Metal might finish what flesh could not.
Alright, so this is definitely where I'm supposed to be. I think I need to go up here. My rule with Assassin's Creed is, if it's challenging to get there, it's probably where you want to be. Alright, so not that way.
If we could not meet the sun's cruel embrace, perhaps we might rebuke it. Already we could generate the fields to protect us in times of strife. But these were small and simple things. To replicate them on a scale the size of a world, we lack the energy to make it so. Half the world, they said then. It is better than none at all. We tried. Again, we failed. A quarter, they asked. Even this we could not do. A sixth, an eighth, a tenth, they cried. The answer was still the same. Perhaps in time a city might be spared. But it was time we did not have. So we moved on.
Alright, so here's where we put the first power cell, I believe.
Wonder what's inside.
Only one way to find out.
Alright, so we've got the second area open there. I don't think there's anything I can do with that area just yet, but let's go explore it anyways.
What is a fact? Is it fixed? Immutable? Certain in its existence and only awaiting discovery? Or might it be changed? Here we learned the answer, and thought that it might save us. They were used to command, to control, to own. But we soon discovered another use. When enough sat in thrall and were told to believe, their thoughts took on form. What was imagined became real. If 100 minds could wish away a wall or create a tree, what might 1,000 do? 10,000? More? Might we change the consensus and will the thread away? We resolved to send one into the sky where it might illuminate us all. Once placed, a sentence would be uttered. Make us safe. In this way, we would change the consensus. We would save the world. But it never came to be. We sent a dozen of them skyward, but there was no way to maintain control, to direct the beam, to enthrall the world, to speak the words. Though this was strange and dangerous, what we tried next was worse.
I do like how she sort of feeds you the entire story here as you're going through the facility. Does give the background nicely to what happened. The darkness is a little bit bad though.
Our first instinct was to travel back, to change the past. But we could not find a way. But forward, we could look forward, And so here we sought to see beyond ourselves and know what was to come. First, we watched to learn if our work would succeed. But the answer was always the same, so we moved on to other things. But she remained. The one you call Minerva. In time, she too stopped looking, and instead began to speak. She called out across time, in the hopes that you might be saved. She hid messages where none might find them, save for you and those within this place.
Fascinating.
I'm tired of it. The cryptic warnings, the threats. Just tell us what you want!
But they are. We saw the Nephilim there. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. Imagine trying to explain all this to a 2-year-old, to a grasshopper. When they said the will of the gods was unknowable, they meant it. Literally.
I killed her, you know. I killed Lucy.
It was the apple, son. It was Juno.
I saw what she was. What would happen if I let her live? I could have stopped myself. I mean, there was a force there. But I didn't have to. I chose to.
Desmond.
Lucy was going to betray us and take the apple back to Abstergo. I saw the satellite launched. I saw them turn it on, and then... it failed. Whatever's on the other side of that door, it benefits Juno. We need to be careful.
It's one of the things I do really like about Assassin's Creed 3 is that they really do sort of finish a lot of the storylines. They explain things that just sort of mysteriously happened and didn't make a lot of sense before. So, definitely is good. I feel like they really sort of sat down and decided, you know, we need to answer a lot of the questions that the fans have had. My current question is, how do I get up there? Sometimes it is about going down to go up. Alright, so we need the second power source to actually activate this area. So for right now, we're sort of done with this location. We have to go back in and work on Connor's story some, and then we'll get prompted again here in the future to get another power source. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and hope to see you all again for more Assassin's Creed 3.